For some reason, this is stopped. Okay. Welcome back for another talk at Relationary. This is Relationship Matters, and I have today with me Alif and Jen Ern. Welcome aboard, guys.
Hi,
Good to have you back.
Good to be
Yeah.
here.
Great. And today's talk is going to be about something that we do every day. Every day we have to make countless decisions, from what we wear, what we eat, and also what career advancement do we want in our careers and jobs and so forth. There's a difference between jobs and career. So today's talk is going to be guiding us to, or hopefully, right, we're going to be aiming to help the audience to guide them on how to make successful decisions and be happy with their choices. Stick around. All right. So what do you guys think? What's so important about making decisions? Is that a good way to start?
Ale?
What? Look at me.
Not to put you on the spot.
Not to put you on the spot, but put you on the spot.
So now that you're on the spot, what do you think? Okay. Jen, any thoughts?
I guess it's very important to decisions are direct. Direct consequence happen because of decisions, and it's very important that we make good decisions, or else we have to be accountable to the consequences of making good or bad decisions. So that's why I think we're here today to find out how we make good decisions.
Okay. So anything on the floor? Anybody would like to share their thoughts? What's so important about making decisions? Why do we make decisions? Why do we have to make decisions?
Well, we make decisions because we want to move to a certain objective, to
Yeah.
accomplish something.
There you go. Now you're talking. Yeah. That's how we really make decisions, is really to improve something about ourselves, to get to something that we are aspiring to, something we want to aim for, something we have an objective for, or some kind of goal that we want to move forward. And that's why it's important for us to make decisions. Now, the better we are in decision making, the better the outcome is. Do you guys agree? Yeah. So that's something that is pretty much standardized in terms of like decision making knowledge or skills. So therefore, so now this is the deeper part. This is why it's important to attend these talks, guys. We go deeper from a psychological point of view. The better the decision, the more congruency we will be able to attain to ourselves, meaning that our psychological well-being stays at put. The better we become in the decision making, the more we are really helping ourselves to stay stable, emotionally stable, psychologically stable, cognitively stable. So that's one of the most important things about decision making.
How good are we at making decisions? Like when it comes to decision making, one problem, and I think like almost everyone can agree with me, is when we talk about decision making, one thing that comes to mind is this problem of when someone asks me where to eat, what should we eat, and then no one gives an answer, no one knows, and then everyone would ask everyone else like where do we eat, and then no one decide anything, and no one goes.
Or you end up going to something nobody likes.
Yeah.
Like, why did we end up here?
True.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah.
it's always been a problem of mine and a lot of people where we don't know because there's too many options, right? When it comes to decision, we decide which thing do we want to choose, right? And when it comes to food, especially, there's just a lot of food. Like back then in the forager years, in the ancient times, there's like you either eat like I don't know, birds or deers. And now there's just so many things. There's like what, rice, noodles, ice cream, and just steaks or whatever. There's
There
so
are
many
cold noodles now.
cold noodles.
There's
which is,
hot noodles and cold noodles.
is it like noodles but frozen?
It's frozen. They put ice in it.
So you eat
And
it
just to
cold?
add on
Yes,
to
it's
the
cold
to the
noodles,
mix
Oh my
of the
There is.
decisions, there are cold noodles. Actually, they're very
Someone
nice.
who created that
It's
should go
quite
to jail.
No, actually, they're very
Korean.
tasty. They're very
It's
tasty.
a
Actually.
Korean food.
Yeah, the Korean food.
Mm.
Cold noodles inside.
Yeah, so there's so many options that we don't know what to choose, and that's where to eat. What to eat we don't know. Where to eat we don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've heard of this called the choice paradox, where um there's many options, and when you choose one thing, it actually feels less satisfying. And then like you said, we don't know where to eat, and then we choose somewhere, and then no one likes it.
Yeah.
And that's like a common human problem.
Yeah.
The problem with choices.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. I agree. That's a really good point. Yeah. Anything else would like to add?
Well, he's made a quite a good point. I
Mm.
do agree. And I guess sometimes some of the decisions we kind of default back to, what is normal, what is like, oh yeah, we always go to that place, so let's just go. No, you think about it. I think we just make a lot of these kind of like mental heuristics when we come to
Default
decision making.
answer.
Yeah, default answers, and it's really type of a mental shortcut. And the problem with mental shortcuts is that yes, there are advantages like, oh yeah, we only have 1 hour break. We gotta make the decision now. We can't ponder over which one is more cheaper, which one is better tasting, and
Mm.
we cannot make a lot of calculations.
Yeah.
So mental heuristics is actually something that so useful to humans, and we can just make a split-second decision. But the issue with that is that sometimes you end up with something nobody likes or no one is satisfied with. But it is a suitable answer, and something what we call satisficer, where we are satisfied, and it's also suffice. It suffices.
Yeah, suffices the decision or the outcome of the decision
Yes,
the family has.
correct.
All right. Anyone else would like to add?
I would like to add on
Sure.
to that. Yeah, it's true what he just mentioned about satisfices. Well, when it comes to decision making, how people approach decision making can fit into two different categories. There's maximizers and there's satisficers. I've
Very
also
nice.
recently heard this in a podcast where they mentioned about this,
Mm.
where maximizers is people who make choices that give them the most benefit, that maximize the benefit of their decision. And then there's satisficers who make decisions determined by the
Mental heuristics.
modest criteria, something that is not that it gives you benefit, but not like, okay, I give you an example. Okay,
Mm.
let's say John wants to buy a car with heated seats and fuel efficiency.
Mm.
He goes to this car dealer.
Mm.
So car one has heated seats but low fuel efficiency. Car two
Mm-hmm.
is an older car that's fuel efficient but no. Okay, but it costs more, right? So if you're a maximizer, you want the best of everything. I want to
Right.
buy a car. I want to buy the third car. It
Mm.
has more interior space. I don't even need that.
Mm.
So when you actually buy that, over time you will like I don't even need this. Or if you get the first car, it won't be good for your long commute every day. Low fuel efficiency. So if you're a satisfices, you choose what's modest.
Mm.
What is still beneficial. What you want, that's what you will get.
Mm.
So I guess that's like the best way, I think, to make decisions, to not go to choose things that benefit you but not go overboard.
That's very good. That's very good. Yeah. So I guess if I were to add on my 2 cents, I guess, would be to say something along the line is that understanding the process of decision making can help us really to have better
Mm.
outcomes. And I heard you both say something like knowing, the options or
Yeah.
and knowing the decision. I mean, one of the most important things is knowing the decision that you need to make, and that's quite powerful, and is needed to um, to excuse me, is quite powerful and is needed in order for us to be satisfied with the outcome of the decision we make. So in terms of process, so the first thing we need to acknowledge that we have a decision to make.
Mm.
And what is the decision? Like you said, something about where to eat, right? So that's something that's the decision, where to eat. Understanding the objective of the decision is very important. What's the objective? Is it the food? Is it the taste of the food? Or is it the gathering and having fun? Is it the air conditioning? Is it the atmosphere? Is it the flexibility? Is it the seating? Is it the comfortable? Is it like the convenience to achieve and reach out to other places? The objective of this decision helps us really to make a decision. So sometimes, like when we say about eating food, we don't end up with a decision. But little that we've done is like, what's the point? So our point is really to go out and have fun. It doesn't really matter where we go. So we think about it from an objective. The objective is mainly to focus on the outcome of the decision. So that's going to help us to probe for more ideas. So what do you guys think? Like, we would have more fun in this place, or we would have more fun in this place? Well, no, this place is loud. We want to talk, we want to chat. So it's not about the food anymore. So you start thinking about the objective is now, it's the focus is on the objective, is not necessarily on the food. And that's really what happens. Usually I've never really went out for the fact of the food, but I feel like if I go out with friends, and specifically like to look for a place that is really nice to have a chat while we're eating, and it's a comfortable place. So yeah. Just plug it in. Why did you take it off? Why is it off the? Keep it back in the same. Don't take it out. Give it to me. I give it to you. Just plug it in, and just plug it in and put it in there. That's it. So having that clear objective, or the clear objectives, helps us to probe for pros and cons. It helps us to make a decision. You can go ahead and plug it in, and that's going to help us to and that's going to help us to get everybody's engagement. So guys, the objective is really the food. Do we want the food, the place, or do we want like the place to have like a good time and all that? So that's going to help us to get collaboration. But everybody's like, oh, I'm okay to eat with anything, but we're not really getting deeper.
So it's anything I eat,
Anything, just fast. Just I'm hungry, like and that's really quite common. So weighing the pros and cons. So this is kind of like it goes along together with feedback and collaboration as a group, and that really helps to get that decision. Same thing for career, for example. What's the objective? What's the objective of making a decision to follow this career or the other career? If we don't know the objective, we're very likely not gonna get a deeper meaning for the decision that we're going for. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
So it starts from the objective.
Mm.
And for example, the job example that you mentioned, or the food example, there are many restaurants and there are many institutions that offer the same objective.
Yep.
Right. So what we have to do, and what some of us actually do, and how we decide on these important decisions, is by using what we call a bounded reality decision making model.
Yeah.
So this is a process. It's called process of elimination. Right. So we would use things like past experiences, educated guesses. So for example, if we are looking for a job, we would have a few options of careers and institutions for the career that we want, and we will use a process of elimination. to go through. And how we do that is by talking to employees, and going for the interview. It's a process of elimination,
Right.
and also by past experiences.
Right.
And that's how we actually have like developed a good decision
Yeah.
making skills.
And if I may connect that to what I mentioned earlier, so also the feedback. So that's really the process of elimination by getting feedback from the team that you're in, that you're with, that you want to do it as a group. And the bigger the group, the more difficult the decision is, right? So yeah, really good. That's good stuff.
Yeah. The bigger the group, there's like more different opinions.
Yeah.
The more even like the choice is hard, but the more people it becomes harder. So maybe like when we're deciding something, like limit the scope of things, like you know, like job. I don't know. I want to be everything, but what you're good at. So now you're limiting the scope, and it's better to make decisions. What food I wanna eat? I can drive literally in the whole Malaysia, but maybe I want to just eat somewhere in Damansara. Okay, what can I eat here? You know, what do I feel like eating? What I don't have a type for a partner. I wanna, you know, I don't mind dating anyone, but actually give some time to think about it. You know, what fits you, and then you can make a better decision.
Yep. That's very good. That's very good.
So are you a proponent of maximizer or what we call the satisficer?
I would like to say satisficer, but you know, like sometimes when oh my god, like when I want to buy something like a video game or shoes or phone, I don't even need some of the things, but I just like, oh my god, this is nice. You know, I have extra stuff. It's bonus, so I just buy, and then I regret it.
Sorry, maximizer. Right?
Yeah.
I would say I'm more of a satisficer. I'm a proponent of satisficer. Yeah.
Be modest in our
Yeah, I mean, because for me, you know, when it comes to decision making, I like to make decisions fast. If I think about it too much, I might not even make a decision. I might go back on my decision. I might, you know, think too much. If I just buy it, do it, or go to that place, it's not the best or not the optimal place to go, but at least I'm there. It's enough. It suffices for me. And it's and the tiny advantages most often outweighs the disadvantages of it being untimely.
I like to maximize on the quality. I'm willing to pay more for better quality because that's a maximizer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different occasions.
I think with maximizers, you have to actually use more time to plan and consider each option. But if you're going out for a break, you only have 1 hour. If you spend 40 minutes to think and try to maximize the best option for everyone, it's gonna be crazy. You won't have lunch. You just go for a nice stroll and come back and be hungry. So I think a balance of both, and we use more towards as I said, the bounded reality decision making model more in our everyday mental heuristics rather than maximizing. You know, it's very important to maximize when you're buying something very expensive, like a car or a house. Yeah, maximize. You got more time to do it. But for everyday decisions, I think the rule of thumb outweighs maximizing.
And that's a really good point, I think, for me to bring up what blocks us from making decisions. And if we were to maximize and thinking about all the possibilities, we would fall into overthinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that can take forever to make a decision.
Correct.
And you would end up the whole day window shopping and getting everything and trying everything on, but you're not able to make a decision. And you are alone, you know, you're not even with a group, let alone two. So that, overthinking can be a really good way to